All right. How are we doing, everybody? Welcome back to another live Q&A. So good to have all of you back here once again with me. This is our second to last live Q&A before we officially hang up the reins on the PokéNav channel. So I hope you guys came ready. Hope you brought your questions. Hope you're ready for some profound answers. As always, right? Always a lot of profound answers here. But before we jump into any questions here tonight, did y'all see that drop today on PokéRealm? I'm being serious, guys. I'm being serious. Like, let's just go ahead and check this out. You guys have been asking for it, so we gave it to you. So here is all of the Pokemon products on PokéRealm currently. This all dropped today, guys. We're talking about Celebrations, Chilling Reign, Darkness Ablaze. We've got the EV10s, Evolving Skies, Fusion Strike. Let's go to the next page here. There's more on the second page. More Fusion Strike, Hoopa V-Box, Vivid Voltage. We got Vivid Voltage in there as well. Booster boxes. Let's see. What else do we have in here? Let's just check out some of this other stuff. Chilling Reign booster boxes, $89. Darkness Ablaze, $104. I mean, Celebrations. We finally got our Celebrations Elite Trainer boxes. For those of you that are either members currently or watched the debacle after the last go around with the Celebrations products, we are so thankful that we got a good stock of Celebrations Elite Trainer boxes, and at a really good price too, $42. So yeah, if you're asking yourself, PokéNav, how do I get in on these prices? You know, if you're not familiar with PokéRealm, I've talked about it before, but if you're not familiar of how you can get in on PokéRealm, well, you come right up here. First thing you got to do is you got to create a membership. So PokéRealm is essentially the Costco of Pokemon cards, or really any trading cards, because I mean we've got it all here. I mean, Card Fight Vanguard, Digimon, Dragon Ball Super, which before I get into that, we also dropped some Digimon products today, Double Diamond booster box. We also had a Dragon Ball Super drop as well, the newest release, Saiyan Showdown. So we've got that one on there as well. So things are really starting to turn the corner on supply. We are getting a ton of supply right now, and as a lot of other stores are going under, a lot of other stores are just offloading their product, we're now taking all of that on, and we're getting a ton of product. So back to what I was saying before, if you want to become a member, it's like Costco. In order to get into Costco to purchase in bulk and to purchase at those really low prices, you buy a membership. It's the same thing with PokéRealm. Through your monthly membership of $50, you basically get all of these products at cost, at wholesale price for the most part, as close as we possibly can, and you get a purchase in bulk. Finally we get a purchase in bulk. No limits whatsoever on all of the products, and I am just super happy that things are really starting to turn the corner. So if you're watching this, you haven't checked it out before, or maybe you've been estranged from PokéRealm and maybe you're thinking about coming back, we've got a ton of products up on the site. So just wanted to touch on that right here off the bat. So hopefully you guys are excited. Hopefully all of you current members out there are really excited about this. As I said, one of the reasons why I'm ending the channel is to focus a lot more time on PokéRealm, and we're already starting to see the fruits of some of that labor on my part. So really excited about this, and just really looking forward to the future of PokéRealm and where it goes. Okay, let's go ahead and jump right into this Q&A now. Let me go ahead and welcome in a few people into the live chat. We got Jacob Donahue. What is going on, my friend? Hey, I'm going to miss you too, buddy. But you'll still be able to find me. You'll still be able to find me over on Instagram, and chances are I'll probably be appearing on some of the other channels as well. So you'll find me still around. I'm not going completely off the map. Your average player, I guess it's 1 a.m. Where they are at. So yeah, you'll have to watch the replay, my friend. But appreciate you chiming in here. Alex, what is going on, buddy? We'll talk about the UPC. I don't know if there's much of a price drop there, though. Northwoods TCG. Hey, what's going on, buddy? Welcome in here. Saw your video, too. Saw your video talking about your boy PokéNav in here. And I appreciate that, man. A lot of good things to say. You know, we won't tell anybody that I paid you to say that. No, I'm just kidding. Northwoods TCG, if you guys haven't done so already, make sure you go subscribe over to his channel. Great guy. Lots of great information as well, so make sure you check him out. DB Royalty. Yeah, he was in there today, scooping up products. Abraham, what is going on? Abraham's been a long time member of PokéRealm, and it's good to have you here. Nutty786. What is going on, buddy? VMAX Climax. We will get into that as well. Tyler Reagan. Robert Luna. Jose Diaz. What is going on, guys? Secret Nerds. Hey, welcome in. So good to have you guys here. All right, let's start jumping into these questions. Let me go ahead and get hydrated here right off the bat. All right. Now we're ready. Now we're ready to rock and roll. So we'll start off first with Alex Duran. Any chance you want to touch on the UPC price drops and how it may or may not double or triple in value in the not so long term? So I don't know. I mean, yeah, some of the prices have retraced on these, but I mean, still you're looking at an average price around like $220 for a ultra premium collection box where the MSRP on that is $120. Now, it's one of those products that you probably aren't going to see a bunch of reprints for, so it very well could, you know, see more of an increase in value, especially if you're buying at a lower price point. But I would kind of pump the brakes just a little bit, guys. And I can speak from working with a lot of distributors and working and understanding what goes on in the background. And there is a tide shifting right now. There is a lot of product that is coming onto the market. And from what we're hearing as we move into the new year, it's sounding like for Brilliant Stars, it's sounding like this might be a print to demand set. And what that means is that basically what you want, or for us, what we want, the amount of product that we want, that's essentially what we're going to get. Now, we don't know if it's still going to be split up into waves. I imagine that's probably going to be the case. We're still going to have the wave system, but it sounds like it's going to be print to demand, and they're not just automatically going to slap an allocation on you from the very beginning. So, that being said, the UPC, my personal opinion, I would hold off on buying it at over $200 at this point, because I think we're probably going to see some reprints of this throughout 2022. And I also would not be surprised if you didn't see this on PokemonCenter.com. I mean, the Pokemon Center exclusive Elite Trainer box is on there right now and has been for quite some time, and it's still up, still in stock. So, and I mean, this is a much more exclusive or much more higher end type of product, I should say. But I just speaking from what I'm seeing going on in sort of the background right now, I would go ahead and hold off on buying it at that price point, because I think you're going to see it go quite a bit lower, and I would not be surprised to see it at MSRP first quarter of next year. But really good question. Let's see. Nutty786, will any of the VMAX Climax be restocked? We are doing our best. In fact, our two resources that we buy Japanese products from are currently out trying to procure more of that for us. So we will definitely be looking to get more of that up on the site. So just keep an eye out, and we'll make sure to keep you guys updated as we go along. Robert Luna, should I buy an XY Evolution booster box for $750? This one's real tough. Like, Evolutions, they're, as much as people gave me grief for loving Evolutions, everybody seems to have gone back and taken their passion back for Evolutions. And it's just such a popular set. I mean, whenever I did a box break on Evolutions, sold out instantly. Whenever any of the other PokeTubers do a box break on Evolutions, sells out instantly. It's just such a popular set. And although there's probably a ton of Evolutions out there, it was printed into the ground, do I think that it's going to go, you know, to $500, $400? Well, maybe, you know, it possibly could. But this is one of those products that it's a milestone product. It celebrated the 20th anniversary. It's going to be a part of the Pokemon social canon forever, essentially. So I think even if you're buying at $750, you might see a retrace on it. Don't panic. My guess is 5 years from now, 30th anniversary, 35th anniversary, that product's just going to keep to climb. And it's because it's such a well-loved set. Love it or hate it. You still love it. Will UPCs be stocked? Nutty786. Now that's the thing. Right now, we're not getting any allocation of the Ultra Premium Collection boxes. That's why we didn't list any, because there's just not enough of it right now to be listed. You know, we only get maybe 10, 15 of them at max. So it's not even worth listing at this point. But that being said, the way that things are starting to change, I would not be surprised if the allocation, or I should say the supply of those, wouldn't go up significantly less next year. So keep an eye out. We'll probably be getting those out on the website probably within the next 3 or 4 months, I would imagine. Let's see. Shout out to PokeVault. Loved y'all's collab. Thanks, Tyler Reagan. Appreciate that. PokeVault, he's the man. Love that guy. Jose, is there any minimum we have to buy to maintain membership status? No, not at all. You can go months if you want without buying anything. I mean, we said this when we started PokéRealm in that initial video. Really, a membership is, as long as you're buying 3-4 items a month, you're really making up the cost of your membership, especially if you're buying, booster boxes, things that are really, if you're spending over $300, $300 or $400 a month, you're really maximizing your membership. And it's kind of the same thing as Costco, right? Like, why would you sign up for a Costco membership to buy, 25 rolls of toilet paper if you're not using that much, right? Like, don't sign up for a PokéRealm membership if you don't plan on buying consistently, because that's really what it's for. And although we've struggled with that because of the supply issues, now things are really starting to chug along and the supply is really starting to come out in droves, and we're starting to maximize the full business model of PokéRealm because we're able to give you guys cases of products, and that's really where you make up the difference and save so much money in the long term. But no, to answer your question, there is no minimum to maintain your membership status. You can purchase as much or as little as you choose. Northwoods, I appreciate that, my friend. Jose, sad to see you go. You've been instrumental in my learning about purchasing the right products and really seeing the hobby from a better perspective. I appreciate that, my friend, truly. That's what it's all about. Northwoods, do you think we are going to continue the ups and downs of no product to buried in product through 2022? I think that you're going to see kind of a combination of things. Like, I'm actually going to do a video of my top predictions, and I actually, in the last roundtable, that was my question to all of the other guys, is what are your big predictions for 2022? If you could stake $1 million on it and you said, this is what I think is going to happen next year in the Pokemon hobby, what would it be? And I'm going to give you guys my top predictions in that video, but just to kind of give you a heads up of what I'm thinking. One, I think that a lot of stores, both brick and mortar stores, LGSs, resellers, people that signed up over the last year, 18 months, 2 years, that were selling products out of their garage, out of their apartment. I think you're going to see a lot of resellers go under over this year. And the reason being is that you're going to see the prices really start to come down and level out, especially on modern products. And people aren't going to be chasing the big margins that they saw over the last year and a half. 40, 50, 60% profit margins on their products. So I think you're going to see a lot of people exit. What that's going to do is that's going to free up a lot of supply for people like us at PokéRealm that have still been purchasing and taking everything. We take all of our allocations and more. And so that's where it really pays dividends to the members of PokéRealm, is that supply is just going to keep getting more and more and more. But as with anything, in any type of market, you're always going to see ups and downs. So where modern, really throughout 2020, modern and vintage, I mean, really everything across the Pokemon spectrum was at record highs. But I think you're going to see modern really level out over 2022. The big test, I think, for a lot of stores is if they do go to a print to demand system, what will be the best thing in conjunction with that is if they do away with the wave system. The wave system kills us because by the time you get to that third wave, which could be 6 months later sometimes, people are kind of over the set, right? like people are kind of over Vivid Voltage at this point. People are kind of over Chilling Rain at this point. People are kind of over Shining Fates at this point, and they're just looking for the next, the next set. So that's where, by the time you get that last wave, a lot of people are selling it at cost, or they're selling it under what they paid for just to try to offload, and that's what you're seeing a lot of right now. So I think that will probably continue into 2022. And what will really help people is if you get print to demand and you get everything right off the bat, right? There's no wave system. You just get everything on release when it's popular and when it's hot. That will be the best thing for resellers out there, at least for the modern market. Vintage, I think vintage for the most part is still going to be pretty strong, especially, the more niche you get, the more rare you get, then I think it'll probably be fine. I do think that there is going to be a lot of opportunity in graded slabs as PSA returns really the remainder of its backlog over 2022. I think there's going to be a lot of opportunities with vintage graded slabs because there's going to be a lot of these coming back onto the market, and probably not as many people in the hobby as we saw over the last 18 months to gobble up that supply. So I think you'll see prices come down. Great buying opportunity for collectors and investors. Kyle Roberts, what do you think would hold value in the long term? Vintage chase cards like Shining First Edition in PSA 8 or 9, or modern chase cards like Alternate Arts in BGS Black Label? Whoo, that's a good one. We were talking about this the other day about when we might see the first edition base set Charizard Black Label, and if maybe we see it over 2022. But more value in the long term. Vintage chase cards, man, it's so tough because a black label is, I've often said that a black label, it really doesn't even matter what the card is. It's almost like a CGC Perfect 10, right? The CGC Perfect 10 is really analogous to a BGS black label. And I think if you have either of those, regardless of the card, whatever it is, it could be a trainer card, energy card, I don't know who's grading those type of things. But just that title alone of being a CGC Perfect 10 or a Beckett Black Label, I think is huge. Now, if you're comparing it to something like First Edition, here's the thing, how absorbable is it by the market? How many people are going to recognize, how many more people, I should say, are going to recognize a First Edition PSA 8 or 9 Shining card, right? Versus just some random card in a black label. I don't think as many people are familiar with the grading scale and what that really represents versus just the popularity of the First Edition Shining card, Neo era card, that type of thing in a PSA 8 or 9. So long term, maybe as the hobby becomes more knowledgeable, maybe the black label is better. Don't know. But I always try to apply that older, rare, mint are better. So I would lean more towards the First Edition Shinings or Neos or base sets, PSA 8 or 9 over the black label moderns. That would be my personal opinion. But I could very well be wrong on that one. That's kind of a toss up. Abraham, will we be getting in Japanese Dragon Ball TCG and Japanese Digimon TCG? So yeah, we work with PokéNE. I'm sure you guys, I actually had him on the podcast here a few months ago. So we work with him to get a lot of Japanese products along with other resources directly from Japan. So he's always reaching out and he's always kind of, showing us what he's got coming in. So it's all about negotiation and being able to get a good price on that type of product. But we definitely want to get more Japanese products on PokéRealm. That's definitely our big goal. One of our big goals over 2022 is to get more of those. We've had some on the website already, including Pokemon Japanese products. So we will definitely be looking to get more of those as long as the price is right. Shining Legends product, you think I should sell or keep holding? I'm still holding mine. I'm still holding my super premium collection boxes for Shining Legends. I think those are probably going to continue to go up. these are crazy. I bought these last year for $80 each on Pokemon Center. It's crazy where they've gone. Big return there. But I'm going to just keep mine sealed at this point. I have no intentions of breaking them open. And honestly, I'm taking a long-term approach on a lot of stuff right now. I don't think 2022 is going to be nearly as lucrative. I'm kind of giving all of my predictions away at this point for the upcoming video. But flipping arbitrage, I don't think it's going to be nearly as lucrative over the course of this next year. Not nearly, especially with modern products or semi-modern products, something like Shining Legends. I don't think it's going to be nearly as lucrative. So I'm keeping a lot of my stuff sealed at this point and holding for the holding on for dear life. Secret Nerds, how do you feel about some of the first ETBs like Plasma Storm Blast? Not a whole lot of YouTubers talk about these grails. Yeah, it's really true. I always say I like items that are the first release, whether that's a card, the first full art cards, the Reshiram Zekrom from Black and White base set, first time we see a particular product, in this case, like you said, the ETBs, Plasma Storm, Plasma Blast. All of these things, it's like it's that introduction to something new in the hobby, and I think people always want that, right? That's why you want a first edition and not an unlimited. If you had the choice, you want the first edition over the limit because you want the first print run of that set. And I think we'll always have that mindset. Collectors and investors even will always want the first of those items. So I think it's a great thing. And man, I wish you would have brought that one to our attention for the last undervalued Pokemon cards, because that would have been a great inclusion into that episode. But yeah, definitely. Nutty786, hey, I appreciate that, man. Trying to bring you guys the absolute best content that I can for this last month and really go out with a bang. Will the Digimon Double Diamond booster boxes come with the Dash packs and the 1-year anniversary promo pack? That is a good question. I am not too sure. I'm 100% on it. I am not sure on that one. In fact, Nutty786, why don't you go ahead and send us an email over to PokéRealm so I can look into that a little bit deeper for you. I'm not totally 100% up to date on everything for every single product that we drop on PokéRealm because there's so many TCGs. But go ahead and send us an email, PokéRealmLLC@gmail.com, and we will be sure to get back to you and give you that answer, because I'm not really sure on that particular one. Northwoods, hey man, I appreciate all the support, buddy. Keep up the hard work over there on your channel. You guys you're growing like crazy, and as well you should. You've got great content. What if you did a lottery system for those products? Speaking about the UPC, we've thought about that. We thought about doing a lottery, but we would rather, in a lot of ways, what we've done with a lot of things is we would rather wait. Right? We would rather wait and just hold that stuff and get a nice stock for you guys. And even if it's 6 months from now and we drop ultra premium collection boxes and we drop them for $80, and at that point they're going for $350, like, what would you rather have? Would you rather have us do a lottery now and not really get it out there for that many people, or do it and we can get it out there to a wider array of members, especially when the price is much higher? So that's kind of what we like to do, try to shy away from the lottery as much as possible and just try to get everybody give them at least the opportunity to buy each of the products that we list. So that's kind of why we haven't gone with the lottery system. Steve's Collectibles, picking up any MetaZoo. Yeah, so PokéRealm and PokéNav are both signed up with Golden Distribution, who is the preferred distributor for MetaZoo. And the next big allotment of products that we're going to be getting is the Cryptid Nation 2nd edition, full line of products. So booster boxes, blister packs, the spell books, theme decks, all of those different things. We're going to be getting those. So if you're not a member of PokéRealm, you'll be able to buy it from me. I'll sell it for under MSRP, whatever those are going to be, slightly under MSRP, and then PokéRealm will just sell it at cost. But we should be getting those hopefully this month. We should be knowing like what our numbers are going to be this month, because it's supposed to release sometime in December. So yes, we will definitely be getting those. All right, let me try to catch up with the chat here. Team Trubbish, welcome in, brother. Secret Nerds, what is your dream card that the Pokemon Company hasn't made yet? Good question. Dream card. Well, it would obviously be Mewtwo. It'd have to be a Mewtwo card, because that's my favorite Pokemon. But it doesn't necessarily have to be. Man, that's a really good question. Put me on the spot for this one. Dream card. Man, this one's really tough. I'm trying to think back to like what is some of like my fondest memories in Pokemon, even outside of the TCG, and like what I would want them to bring back. You know, I was really, not a particular card in particular, but more generally, I really thought that Celebrations was going to be Neo like 2.0. I thought they were going to redo all of the Neo era cards, and that was high on my wish list. Really, really high on my wish list. So that I think would be really, really cool. Maybe like movie promos as well. Maybe for some of the newer movies, it'd be cool to bring those back. I love the old Wizards of the Coast Black Star promo cards, especially for like Pokemon the first movie. So that would be cool. But yeah, I'd love to see like a new rendition of Neo era cards. Personally, I mean, they kind of did that with some of like the light toxicity, things like that. But I'd like a full rendition of like all of the Neo era. I think that would be awesome. KK, come on, PokéNab, don't leave us. Just post less regularly. Well, and that's the thing. Like in the last roundtable, Jake asked me. He said, why don't you just go, just post every once in a while, kind of like what I do. And for me, it's like I like to put. I'm either all in or kind of not at all. Like I don't like to be kind of on the fence. And also I really want to take some time to step back. One, because my time is going to be so limited. I'm telling you guys right now, I'm kind of stressing because I'm like, how in the world am I going to have time to do all of these different things? And so that's going to be tough. But once that kind of levels out and I kind of get in the groove, I'm really good at time management. And so once I kind of figure that out, I really want to also take the time to step back and reflect and kind of contemplate, like if I did come back to the PokéNav channel, or if I started another YouTube channel, like what would it be? And if it was centered around Pokemon, how could I bring something new, fresh, exciting to the hobby that isn't currently being done, right? Or maybe that is slightly being done, but it not being done well, like not serving the community in that capacity. And I think my niche is obviously the financial, the investment, the business related side of it. So I would like to maybe follow along with that. But to be honest, guys, like there's just so many Pokemon channels out there now. And I just want to bring something fresh. I want to bring something new, something exciting, something that really captivates people. And also, guys, it really has to be a solid use of my time, because YouTube does take a lot of time. And so I really want to put my efforts towards something that pays dividends, not only to me, but to you as well, where you step back from a video and you go, wow, like that was a good video. And whether that's better editing, better, presentation, what have you, no matter what it is, like I want it to be something good if I do come back and do YouTube, do a Pokemon channel. So these are just all things that I really have to sort out and really come to a conclusion as to, what is going to be the path. All right, let's see. Megan Raya says, this is weird. I'm totally with you. This is so strange. Like, why would anybody want to listen to a guy like me, especially a weird, funny looking guy like me? So Megan, I totally second that. Joe Smith, just be like the Pedro Martinez of Pokemon and show up when you want. LOL. I call it the Pedro and Roger Clemens clause. That's funny. Just do monthly or no weekly. Who cares about YouTube algorithm? Your subs will all be here. Yeah, it's true. It's true. I know, and you guys have been so supportive. So, But again, it's just all things. Once I get kind of everything else sorted out, figured out, then I can, decide how I want to approach it. And maybe that is very infrequently, and maybe that's just like maybe once a week, one really high quality video, or maybe every other week, or once a month. I don't know, but I definitely have to take some time to to figure out what that's going to look like. Zach Fate, PokéRealm, I'm super bullish on modern sealed, especially if you can get good long-term holds at retail price. What are your thoughts altogether on sealed for the 5 to 10 year time horizon? Totally agree with you here. It's all about that cost basis, right? Your initial price point. That's why one of the big reasons why we started PokéRealm is we wanted to try to provide near wholesale price to the wider community without having to go through the trouble of going through a distributor, all the red tape you have to go through, the financial capital that you have to build in order to get in with a distributor, the building, to actually create a business in order to do so, create a business entity. And so I agree with you. I think your cost basis, your initial price point, if you can get into modern sealed very cheap, or even at a reasonable price, I think is very, very important. And then it's just all about holding. You have to hold. And I think that over 2022, you're going to see that. If you want to be successful in modern sealed products, you're going to have to sit on it. The patient will be the successors in this particular area of the Pokemon market, right? You're going to need to hold these for a minimum of 3 years. 5 years is probably more preferable in that 5 to 10 year time horizon. That's really where you're going to see it paid forward. And it's easy. It's really easy too. Buy a case, stick it in your closet. 5 years from now, set a timer on, set an alarm on your phone 5 years from now, and then bring it out, see where it's at. Do I think that it's going to go? Do I think that a Battle Styles booster box is going to go lower than $89 in 5 years? No, I really don't. Do I think that Vivid Voltage is going to go lower than $100 in 5 years? Absolutely not. So it's just all about that patience and just being able to have diamond hands and hold it for the long term. So yeah, I think it's great, and it's a very conservative investment, right? It's kind of like a mutual fund. It's like, all right, I'm just toss it in there. Dollar cost averaging. Every time a new set comes out, I'm gonna buy a case, buy 2 cases. I'm gonna let it sit for 5 to 10 years. So yeah, that I think it's a great strategy. All right. Oh, Megan. Come on, Megan. Don't be so cruel. We'll see you next time. Jose Diaz, how do you see superset completion of various sets as future investments, along with purchasing the set sealed products as well? Love to complete sets, but it's getting to be overwhelming. Yeah. Especially with something like Fusion Strike, like completing a master set is, the worst way that you could go about that is just going out and buying products. You'd be much better off just buying the singles once the set releases. It's going to be a much cheaper option. But yeah, master sets could be really cool. History is any precedence. That's something that people really like to have a master set. So, but you just have to go about it smart, right? You don't want to go out and just try to rip packs and try to complete a master set, especially with something like Fusion Strike, Cosmic Eclipse. Just go out and buy the singles. Sealed products as well, a full master set. So I'm going to give you guys a little heads up on something that I'm wanting to do, kind of like a little collection set that I'm putting together. In fact, you guys hold on for just 1 second, because I actually want to show. I'm gonna present it here tonight. This is something that I haven't revealed at all. Haven't even given an inkling about it. So this is something I'm going to be doing in next year. I'm gonna just see how it goes, see how it's received. So hold on just 1 second. I'm gonna go ahead and grab it real quick. Okay, so here we go. So this is something that I had an idea about, and it really kind of speaks to this particular question of, having all of the products in a set. Like when a new set, we'll take Brilliant Stars, for instance. When Brilliant Stars is released, being able to get every single product from that set. And I thought what would be really cool is to create kind of like a subscription service, or a really cool box that you could have all of these products in when a new set comes out, and then have it all in one complete premium collection set. So here you go, guys. This is this is kind of what it looks like here. So this is the box itself. So I actually had this custom designed, and we're going to have different products in here. So hopefully to get every product released in a new set, or at least the main products, you know, the Elite Trainer box, Booster box, the, you know, maybe even the blister packs, but like the main products, and maybe even like a Pokemon Center exclusive Elite Trainer box in here as well. And then we also have some other sponsors who would be including different products in here as well. So it'd be like your full, like complete collection kit. And yeah, you would get the PokéNav first edition collection kit. So let me know what you guys think about something like that, and if that's something that you would even be interested in. But this was something that I was planning for Brilliant Stars in releasing this for next year, and it would basically have like the full lineup of products for each new set that's revealed, including the Japanese equivalent booster boxes. So yeah, so there's that. So now you guys get a little bit of a heads up on another little project that I'm working on for next year. So I'll be interested to see what you have to say for that. Let's see. Alex, any chance of there being a Canadian branch of PokéRealm? Have you explored working with Canadian distributors? No, we haven't, and I don't exactly know how that would work with the Canadian distributors. I don't know how they would do that cross-border with our like facility here in Arizona. I mean, we do ship to, we ship all around the world, so you don't have to actually be located in the United States to be a member of PokéRealm. Now, the shipping obviously is more expensive based upon the international shipping rates, but anybody in the world can become a member of PokéRealm. All right, let's see. Jose says, I feel this idea of PokéRealm is amazing. Really wish you guys a ton of success. Hey, I appreciate that, man. What are your thoughts on the Call of Legends cards and sealed products? Do you think they are over or undervalued? Call of Legends wasn't super popular when it first came out, at least from what I remember, but it is growing in popularity a lot. A lot of people, I swear I see more like openings of Call of Legends coming across my feed than like anything else. So that could be really good too, because the supply of that going down, yeah, you could really see that really start to jump up probably in the near future. And it's a fairly old set, right? It's not really modern. It's kind of semi-modern. So yeah, I loved Call of Legends myself. So if that's any consolation. Is PokéRealm going to be doing any merchandise? That might be something down the line. Yeah, for sure. Zach, where's everyone finding the UPC for retail? Looked in so many stores and yet to find a single one. Yeah, I haven't found anything for retail. The cheapest one that I found is a little like $220. I think StockX had it, once you calculate everything in, about $220. Abraham, after a video yesterday about the 10th, so did I, my friend. I got it on the way. Coming here from Japan. Should be here probably next week. Such a cool product. If you guys haven't watched that video yet, I highly recommend it. Go back and watch the undervalued Pokemon card series from yesterday. The 10th movie anniversary collection set that we highlighted in there. So cool. And I jumped on and had to get one. It's such a cool product. All right, let's see. I'm trying not to miss any questions here. Pikachu, welcome in, brother. Let's see. All right, Jose D, there are a lot of Pokemon channels, but what you bring to the table, it's different in a great way. It won't be the same. I appreciate that, man. You guys are too kind. Give me too much credit. Pikachu, how do you recommend getting a seller to get back to you after throwing out fair 5-figure offer? Have a vintage deal I'm working on and am somewhat annoyed, insulted with this amount of money involved. You know, sometimes you're just gonna get ghosted. Honestly, man, sometimes you are just gonna get ghosted. It happens all the time. I mean, you've thrown out an offer, so you haven't actually paid for it. That's the important thing. They aren't getting back to you after you've paid for it. That's the real problem. But, if you're giving a fair offer, and that just happens all the time, man. I mean, you just keep reaching out, keep trying to connect, but at some point you just have to move on and try to find the next deal. There's just nothing you can do in that case, because there are going to be people out there that are just, or maybe they got a better offer and then they just don't get back to you. That's just the nature of the beast, unfortunately. Zach Fate, what's your advice when it comes to the different types of sealed product? I typically go for ETBs for investing, but things like the Walmart exclusive Charizard restaurant box seem good for long term. Yeah, I like more exclusive. So like ETBs, you said, investing, good. Regular ETB, good. Pokemon Center exclusive ETB, even better. So I try to find niche it down where I'm like, okay, this I think is a good investment, but within this, what could be an even better investment, right? So Walmart, the Walmart exclusive, yeah, if it's just being released in Walmart and it's an exclusive to that store, really good. Amazon Prime, the Celebrations exclusive Amazon Prime box, and again, another good item there. Exclusive to certain countries, like the Chinese Charizard Venusaur. What was it? I think is Charizard, Blastoise, and Venusaur. I think they're all in there. Those Chinese boxes, again, really good. That's why I like Japanese products as well, because there's a lot in there that are just exclusive to Japan. So anytime you get that word exclusive in there, it kind of chimes up my ear a little bit, and I definitely want to look into it deeper. But yeah, focus in on, okay, I think this is a good investment. What could be an even better way to go? ETB good, Pokemon Center exclusive, even better. Kind of like a Chewy subscription, but for Pokemon. Such a large amount of people are holding on to the idea that they hold these modern sealed products, they will be rare in 5 years. So many people flood the markets whenever they see price change. Yeah, and it's true. There's a lot of product that people are going to be holding, but the real question is how long, right? People thought they were going to be holding products in 2020 for years, and now you're starting to see an inundation of it. I'm not kidding you guys, 5 to 10 emails every single day for the last month of people wanting to sell me their entire collections. Modern sealed products, vintage sealed products, vintage cards, modern cards, and the like, everything. And that's because it's just the nature of the beast. People start to see that wave starting to recede. They want to liquidate. And that can really be a good opportunity. On top of that, 5 years from now, guess what? If YouTube is still going strong, if PokeTubers are still going strong, if people like Leonhard are still going strong, they're going to be busting those packs on the regular. There'll be 5 years from now, battle styles, they'll be like, oh yeah, let's bust as many battle styles as we can. Let's bust Chilling Reign, Evolving Skies, as many of those as we can, because that's what's going to get the views. That's what's going to get the clicks. Now, is that going to eat up a big portion of the supply? I don't know. Depends on how many people are doing it. But I really don't I don't fully agree with the notion that when people say, oh, there's just hordes, people are just hoarding this stuff away. Some might be, but how long are they going to do that? And when that does come back onto the market, how many people are going to do the same thing? Or how many people are going to break open those sealed products? That's the big question, in my opinion. A lot of people saying that the PokéNet box pretty good idea. Well, that's good. I'm glad that you guys like it, and yeah, that's one that I'm planning on releasing next year. Probably doing the first run for Brilliant Stars. So what I would like to do is get a booster. And here's the other thing: when I say that other people are contributing, so I want it to be a full collector's set. So you guys know there's other brands that I collaborate with on the channel. So Gem Mint cases, you guys see some of the acrylic cases in the background. So that means that your Brilliant Stars booster box, your Brilliant Stars ETB, your Brilliant Stars Pokemon Center ETB, all in acrylic cases. Our good buddy Full Metal Energy, the guy that designed my sick PokéNav logo, doing custom play mats to go into the collection kit as well. Working with our Japanese counterparts, our resources, getting, VMAX Climax in there, getting an acrylic case for VMAX Climax, and just having your full complete collection set, and one that you can you pull it out of the box and it goes up onto the shelf, right? That's really what my vision is for the collectors is, hey, this is something, when you open this baby up, it's going right onto your mantle, right on your shelf. It immediately can be displayed without having to do anything else. That's kind of my big vision for this, and what I'm wanting to do. So hopefully keep an eye out for that. Again, always, the wheels are always turning, and I'm always coming up with new ideas, and this is kind of the next one in that lineup. So yeah, that's kind of where that's going. Let's see. Can you do a vintage one as well? Because modern Pokemon are now available everywhere. Vintage would be cool. That might be one where it's a really, really small run of boxes. Maybe we do evolutions. Maybe we do black and white. That might be a good idea too. Like really exclusive boxes with some of the older sets. And to put that together, but to put a full line of some of that stuff together, it's going to be, that would be something in the thousands, several $1,000s for something like that. This is something that can kind of appeal to more people, right? And if you're a collector and you're looking to collect each set, this would be just an easy way to do it. It's like, hey, I can purchase a PokéNav box, I can get everything that I need in the box, and boom, it's going up onto the shelf, and I can display it really beautifully. That's kind of my idea for it. But vintage is also a good idea. I like the sound of that. Nutty786, if you're trying to sell some older booster boxes like Heart Gold, Soul Silver era, let me know. I will certainly do that, my friend. Jose Diaz, I think it's a great idea. That's my frame of thought, having all the sealed products plus the master set as one package. Store it 10 to 15 years and eventually sell it to a prime collector. Yeah, and this could be a good option for that. That's kind of my thinking behind it, is like whether you're just solely a collector or a long-term investor, this could be a way where you just have everything together, and then 10 years down the road you say, hey, here's the master set sealed products, and in these nice cases, and it's been preserved over that course of time. So yeah, definitely my thinking on it. Here we go. Ollie 1992. Hey buddy, what are your absolute no-goes for collectors of sealed product? Do ETBs have to be in perfect condition, or can they also have small defects caused by shipping? Well, here's the thing. At some point, the condition is going to be completely outside of your control, right? Like if you're just waiting, like if you're buying from Pokemon Center or even from us, right? Like we do our best at PokéRealm to send you guys products in mint condition. But at some point, no matter how well we package our products, no matter, how much bubble wrap and everything that we put around the product and try to get it to you the way that we receive it, sometimes we don't receive it in good condition, right? Sometimes there's going to be tears in the shrink wrap, and that's just the way that it is. Like sometimes it's just outside of your control. And once it gets into the hands of the shipping carriers, then it is 100% out of your control. And I'll tell you guys right now, I've seen the way that they handle products, UPS, USPS, FedEx. I mean, it's crazy. When we first started with PokéRealm, and it's kind of a tactic that I used, that I had brought forward from the years that I've been in. I put fragile stickers on packages. I wrote fragile on all of my packages, and I'll be honest, it made no difference. It made zero difference on the way that they handle the products. They just toss that stuff. Especially this time of year, they're just trying to get through as much as they can. They're just trying to get packages delivered, and that stuff is just being tossed around like rag dolls. So at some point, you can only do so much, right? And if you're trying to find that absolute perfect item, you might be spending more money than it's actually worth, right? Than that search and trying to find that perfect elite trainer box. You might just be better off if it's got a little nick on it, if it's got a little dent on it, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, maybe that makes a little bit of a difference, you know. Like for instance, I'll take for example the 10th movie anniversary collection box that I bought. Like, it's not in perfect condition. There's little nicks on the binder, but you know what? I didn't really care. It's 10 years old. It's a unique piece, and I didn't really care that it wasn't in absolute perfect condition. And you also have to remember that there's going to be a spectrum of people who are looking to buy those products. So, you know, if you say, well, here's a mint box, right? Here's an absolute mint box, but it's 50% higher than a box with a slight dent in it. There's still going to be a buyer out there. You're still going to be able to sell that box. You just might have to sell it at a slight discount compared to that mint box, right? We even see that with vintage products now. It's got a slight dent in it, crease, something like that. It's gonna, you know, people are gonna list it for a smaller discount. Does that mean that it should discourage you from holding on to that? I don't think so. Not in my opinion. Jose Diaz, thank you so much for that super sticker, my friend. I appreciate it. And I always appreciate you joining in on these live chats. Let's see, Pikachu, any experience buying Vintage World promos, or do you specifically focus on semi-modern/modern? Outside of the business, do you also do personal private deals for higher end items? So that's mainly what I did. I mean, not super high end, you know, not like trophy cards or anything like that, but it was mainly like vintage sealed products, you know, Jungle booster boxes, Team Rocket booster boxes, vintage graded slabs, things like that. That's mainly what I did prior to starting the YouTube channel. It's what I still do now. It's just much more difficult to really do that nowadays, right? Because of the prices. But that's mainly what I did from like really heavy in like 2016, 17, 18, and like early halfway through 2019. That's mainly what I dealt in. Nowadays, still do that. Still do vintage items, and still do consignments for those items, still buy and sell those items. PokéRealm obviously is a business venture that is around modern, so I have that as part of my repertoire as well. And I think the main core of what I'm trying to get at here is to try to be diversified, right? So that if one area of the market is really hot, you can kind of capitalize on that and you can kind of roll with that. And I think that, like I said, over the course of 2022, there's going to be a lot of opportunities with vintage graded slabs as more come onto the market, probably be able to pick those up cheaper. And also because a lot of people are getting out of the hobby. I don't know if you guys realize this or if you've experienced this yourself, but there's a lot of people getting out of the hobby and a lot of people selling their collections. And when I buy collections from people, I'm not buying them for market price. I'm buying them for 75-50% of market value, right? So I'm already creating a margin for myself. And that's to be expected, right? Like, that's how I've been able to build capital and build, be able to sustain myself in this hobby is basically by capitalizing on other people's fear. And that's happened from the time I got into it in 2016 until now, and it'll continue to happen. So there's always going to be opportunities out there, and I just kind of bounce back and forth between what is hot, what is working, what is churning, and then when it starts to flip and the market kind of turns around and there's opportunities elsewhere, then I kind of move more of my emphasis over into that area. Pokemon Catcher 25, modern is not investable, older sealed, way overpriced too. So, you got to pump the brakes there, Catcher. Like I said, I think there's opportunities no matter what you're looking at. Like, people have been able to make a lot of money during good times and bad times, right? And sometimes the bad times is when you actually have more opportunity. And I say this not just as a person in Pokemon. I say this as a person that has been involved in a lot of other markets as well. Financial markets, real estate, and the like. And it's synonymous. Like, it's ubiquitous across markets. And you just have to find those opportunities. You really do. You have to find those opportunities that other people are overlooking or too scared to get into. And that is very often counterintuitive to your own sort of rationale, your sort of embedded human psychology, and that's really what kind of makes successful investors, what makes successful business people, as they go against the grain. Do some research on Warren Buffett, Ray Dalio, all of these, even the business people, Elon Musk, Peter Thiel. All of these different people go against the grain, and sometimes, and that's really what you have to do sometimes to find those opportunities. Hey Blake, what's going on, buddy? Welcome in. Zach Fade, I'm interested to see if there will be a new company used for buying, selling cars 10 years down the road, or if it will still be eBay. I could see a new company coming along with half the fees as eBay. That's really going to be the key, right? If you want to overcome eBay, it's going to be about bringing those fees down. That's good. That's one of the reasons why I haven't done a ton of selling on eBay. Where, the other night people asked, is it better to have market knowledge, or is it better to have social connections? And although I think the two are both very important, social connections is what's really going to take you to the next level. I've been able to avoid so many fees, transaction fees, over the years because I've built a strong social network. So I didn't have to go the route of selling a bunch of stuff on eBay, racking up 13-14% transaction fees on eBay. I was able to keep it down to sometimes not any fees at all if I was doing it in person or direct to consumer, or at a maximum 2.9%, which is a standard transaction fee. So I think those social connections are really, really important. But that'll be the key. If you want to overcome eBay, you've got to bring your fee structure down. You've got to make it to where it is you're able to get it out there to that really wide audience. But it's going to be a battle of fees. It's going to be a battle of fee structure if you want to overcome eBay and to be the next big selling platform. Smitty, hey, what's going on, man? Fellow Arizonian, he's here in Gilbert. Yes, we do offer pickup options, so you can avoid the shipping costs if you want to just pick up at our store in Queen Creek. So yes, we do offer pickup options there. We'd be happy to see you in the store. I'm usually over there. Now that I live a little bit further away, I'm usually only there in the store and the warehouse, usually only a couple times a week, just to kind of check on things, check on inventory, maybe help with shipping a little bit. But we would love to see you in the store, and you'll be able to save on your shipping costs as well. So you can save, at least 5, 10, 15, if not $20 on every single order by doing local pickup. So that would be huge. Midnight Turbo, when are you quitting the channel? My last upload will be December 31st, so New Year's Eve. That will be my last scheduled video for the PokéNav channel. Zach Fay, do you believe in Pokemon or crypto more long term? Man. I mean, crypto is obviously, there's such a wide base out there, and it's obviously much more regulated than, well, I shouldn't say regulated, because that was the whole point of it, was to be deregulated, but there's much more oversight, right, of nefarious activity that could potentially happen with crypto. So I would obviously lean more towards that, just because of that oversight and the ability to monitor things and really make it more ubiquitous to a larger audience, and also the platforms in which it's traded is much easier. So I would say crypto more long term, but it's like apples and oranges, honestly. Lupu, do a Christmas PokéNav exclusive 2022 only once every year. A vintage PokéNav box would be so amazing. That's a really good idea. Yeah, maybe a holiday PokéNav box. Yeah, that's a good idea. We could do something like that. I don't know what would make it special about a Christmas box, but that's something I can get the wheels turning on, and maybe come up with something special for each year. But yeah, Lupu, thanks for the idea. Zach Fate, when do you speculate PSA opens back up at a reasonable price again? I've got almost 100 cards ready to send in. Come on, PSA. So Again, here's another prediction for you. My prediction is that PSA will open up sometime next year bulk pricing. I do not think that it'll go down to their old economy rate of $20 per card. I think that it will probably be in the ballpark of $39.99, $49.99 per card. That's just my guess. But if you ask Jake from Pokenomics, he thinks that they will definitely open up bulk pricing next year, or I think he said within the next 2 years, and it will be back at that $20 price point. So do I think that maybe eventually they'll go back to that, to the $20? Probably. Do I think it'll be next year? Probably not. I think they'll kind of scale it back down from $150, and then it'll probably go to $50, $49.99, and then $39.99, and then maybe 2023 we see the $20 tier come back up. I hope that they bring that back, and I hope that Graded Gem or some of the other middleman services come out there, because oh my gosh, guys, I was submitting cards through Graded Gem. In fact, my submission that is still out was like $7 a card. $7 a card. Like, that is such a good deal. Such a good deal. So yeah, I think that it will probably come back, but before we see that $20 price point come back again, it's probably going to be a couple years, in my opinion. Pacer likes coffee. Hey, I'm gonna miss chatting with you as well, my friend. I'm gonna miss my man PokéNav. I appreciate that. Northwoods, what would you consider the core investment item products in any current modern set? So I would say probably your best investment from any modern set, if you can get your hands on a Pokemon Center exclusive Elite Trainer box, that's probably going to be your best bet. If they come out with some kind of exclusive item for that set, something that you haven't seen before, then that would, I would say, trump that. Depending on what's in it, if it's just, ragtag mix of random things, maybe not. But anything exclusive for a set, if they ever release something like that, I would say be number one. Pokemon Center exclusive Elite Trainer box would be number two. A lot of people put the ETBs over the booster boxes. I would say if you're getting like one of the subsets and it's got a promo card in it, then obviously that's a no-brainer. But I don't know. Long term, the Elite Trainer box is a little bit more of a collector's type of item. It's got unique, or not really unique, but it's got different pieces in there rather than just a booster box, which is basically just, it's as the name suggests, it's a box of booster packs. But down the line, people might like the booster boxes more because if they do want to open it up, they've got more packs in there. But I would say Pokemon Center exclusive Elite Trainer box and anything else that might be exclusive that is released for it, those would be your two best options after that. And then, probably the regular ETB and then the booster box would probably be my lineup. Mark says, I think the most important thing is that you diversify your portfolio. Both are solid long term, in my opinion. Just make sure you're not dependent on a single market for your investments. Huge piece of advice there. And, I've told you guys, I think from the very beginning, Pokemon only encompasses about, maybe at this point, maybe 8 to 10% of my overall, it's probably not even that much, honestly, with everything that's gone on over this last year. It's probably more like 5 to 8% of my overall investment portfolio, including everything. It's an alternative investment, right? And it's kind of bunched into all those things that I think are good to hold on to from an alternative investment standpoint: gold, silver, whether physical or investing in gold and silver companies, stocks, things like that. It's kind of bunched into that whole realm. And that in the financial industry, we classify all that stuff together as alternative investments. So yeah, it's not huge, and it's a part of that. I think it's an asset, but you just have to make sure that you are hedged with other things, right? You never want to be in a position where you feel as if you're forced to sell. And unfortunately, that is the position that many people have found themselves in over these last few months, especially the last 6 months. Let's see. Pokemon Catcher. Indeed, I never sell on eBay. Smart man. What are your thoughts on Fish Tricks? What are your thoughts on AGS robo-grading and the future of AI in grading? So I think AI is good. I think more consistency is what we want as collectors when we're looking for a grading company. Consistency is key, and I think AI will be able to provide that to us. It's probably going to make grading much more difficult, right, to get those high grades. But when you do get that, you'll know that it's worth it. I said it before, like if you ran it through the machine, the AI machine, 10,000 times, it would come out in the exact same grade 10,000 times over. Like that, I would love to see that. I'm not too familiar with the AGS robo grading yet. I did see a video by King Pokemon that he put out today. I didn't watch the video, but I saw that he was speaking on it, so I'll have to go back and check that out and become a little bit more familiar with it. But you know, CGC uses robo grading or AI. PSA is now using it. Genamint, if I'm not mistaken. So a lot more of them are really including this into their overall grading process, and I think it'll just become even more prevalent as we move along. Ryo, hey, what's going on, man? I'm thinking about collecting Japanese cards from year 2005 to 2015 with first edition stamps as well as promos from that area. Do you think there are some opportunity? Oh, for sure, man, for sure. That's one of the reasons why CP6 has really outgrown Evolutions. I mean, you've got the first edition stamp on CP6, and you know, there for the longest time, CP6 was trading at a discount to Evolutions, and then people are like, hey, this got first edition stamps on it, and then you saw the price on CP6 start to, you know, continue to increase, and it still continues to increase and outperform Evolution. So I think that's a great idea. I love Japanese products. I think that's a good era that you're looking at as well. First edition stamps on there, Japanese products or cards rather of higher quality right off the printing press. So yeah, you're checking a lot of boxes there that I think are really important. Let's see. Fish Tricks PSA already sent out information today about the pricing for normal being $100 now and slowly introducing both prices, but still testing how it goes. Yeah, so kind of like what I was talking about, just scaling it down. You know, the 150 to 100. You know, from there maybe they go down to 50, then $49.99, like I was saying, and then maybe slowly start to taper down to that $20 economy price point once again. So. Cool. Sounds like they're doing it already. Let's see. Abraham, this is for later on for PokéRealm OG 100 members. We should do a barbecue get-together thing or like a promote PokéRealm. Dude, that would be so much fun. And like, that's, again, like what I'm really hoping for moving on into 2022 is I hope we have Worlds. I hope we have more conventions. I hope we have more tournaments. Like, I really want to get out, and I'll be sure to notify you guys too if I'm going to anything over the course of next year. I will be sure to let you guys know, and I would love to meet the community in person and see you guys face to face, shake your hands, chat Pokemon, maybe trade, you know, what have you. That's just the absolute best part about all of this. Like, these conversations are a lot of fun, and doing these live Q&As are a lot of fun. Connecting with you guys in the comments on Instagram, like, that's all great, but actually being able to see you, you know, thank you for your patronage over the last 18-19 months. Like, that's really what I'm looking forward to, and hopefully we'll be able to make that happen over this next year. I think that's what's so important for this hobby, is for us to all really band together. It's a niche hobby. It really is, even though it's so popular now. It's such a niche hobby, and you know, for us to kind of all get together, surrounded around our passion, I think that's, you know, the best thing in the world. All right, couple more questions here, and we will go ahead and wrap this baby up. How is the PokéNav card collection go? I haven't gotten any more. I'm still searching, guys. You got to help me out here. Help your boy PokéNav out. So right now, I've got the PokéNav Gold Secret Rare from, what is that from? Hold on a second. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and grab it real quick. All right, so I've got the 2006. This was from the EX Crystal Guardian. So it's the reverse foil. And if you guys, I don't know if you're even familiar, but these older ones, they come with the reverse and the regular. So I'm looking to get both the reverse and the just the regular versions of these. I think there's 6 in total, if I'm not mistaken. And then I also have the Celestial Storm Secret Rare. So I haven't found, and these are honestly really tough. Maybe this is the best investment of all, is PokéNav cards, because these have not been exactly easy to come by and to find on the open market. And again, you know, it's like I could go out and I could buy the raw cards, and maybe once PSA opens back up to bulk pricing, prices are a little bit cheaper, because I mean neither of these cards are worth, you know, a whole lot. I think I got this one for, it was like $75, and then the Crystal Guardians I think was like, maybe it was like $95-100. So they're not like really valuable cards. So to go and try to buy a raw card off of the open market and get it graded is just so expensive, and I would rather just go out and buy the slab itself. So if you guys are seeing any of those out there, be sure to reach out to me, because I'm keeping my eyes out and trying to find something to come across my radar. But good question, Northwoods. I like that, man. That's all we got so far, unfortunately. Mark, what are your thoughts on Celebration Zard PSA 10 still selling for over $400? To me, it makes no sense. It is going to be $30 to $40 raw card in some time and grades easy. Yeah, you know, it's kind of like what we saw with the evolutions, or excuse me, not evolutions. It's like we saw with base set unlimited PSA 9 Charizard. Right, where we saw it was like $5,000, $6,000, and then it dropped all the way down to $1,000 as more and more and more of those came back out onto the market. And I mean, something like this, much easier it seems to get in a PSA 10. I mean, there's only 50 cards in the entire set, so your chances of getting the Charizard is actually really good. So there's gonna be a ton of these coming back out there. So yeah, I would definitely not pay that price. Don't pay that price right now. So just wait for it to come back down. Albino, should I invest in Celebrations ETBs? Yeah, I think the long term they'll be fine. I don't particularly like Celebrations as a set, but it is a commemorative set. Much like Evolutions, I like Evolutions obviously a lot better as a set, but it's still a commemorative and a milestone piece. So again, Celebrations regular ETBs good. Celebrations Pokemon Center exclusive Elite Trainer boxes even better. Those would be the ones that I would go with. Northwoods, hey man, I got to get my exercise too. I still haven't eaten dinner yet, so I gotta work up that appetite. Let's see. Official, says, anything Celebration seems like a bad investment. Like I said, I don't particularly like it, but sometimes you have to, well, not sometimes. When you're investing, you have to throw your subjective feelings out the window, and you have to just look at it objectively, rationally, and say, yeah, you know what? I don't like the set. I think the set's not good. I think it's garbage, really. But 5 years from now, 30th anniversary, people are going to be looking back. Celebrations, Elite Trainer boxes, milestone pieces, commemorative pieces, yada, yada, yada. Already said it. I think people are going to look back on it really fondly, right? They're going to look back on it fondly, and all of what we've seen in the past, any time of commemorative piece, have always done really well, especially at the next milestone, which we will be going to the 30th here in just a few short years. Okay, I think we will go ahead and wrap it up there. We've been going for about an hour and 15 minutes. I think I've gotten through pretty much everybody's question here tonight. And all right, last question here. Z-Blue, what do you think? When do you think the market will bottom out? It just seems to keep going down for vintage and modern. So here's the thing that a lot of people don't realize. Like, the market, like, Pokemon is so vast, and there's so many like little niches in it. So if you say the big like umbrella terms, vintage, modern, so it's really going like this. that's really what the markets have been doing. Modern is seeing a big drop right now. Vintage is seeing a drop in some areas. Other areas, it's actually still seeing more growth. And that's the really unique aspect about the Pokemon hobby, Pokemon collectibles, is that it's always in flux. And you will see that even over 2022. I think that modern, you're just going to see even more of a drop, but you're going to see opportunities in vintage slabs. You're going to see some of those drop. You're going to see some of those prices start to, I don't know if bottom out is the right word, but you're going to see those come down to a kind of a healthy level that a lot of people are going to be picking up. And then a year from now, you're going to see, I can almost guarantee you're going to see that start to come back up again, right? And it doesn't take much to bring that back up. And in other areas, you're just going to see that slow, steady, consistent growth. The rare, the cards, trophy cards, first edition cards, all of those different things. You're gonna see slow and steady. You're gonna see growth, plateau, growth, plateau, growth, plateau, maybe a slight retrace, and then growth again. So that's just kind of how the Pokemon market operates. And again, like I said, it's good to have your hands in a little bit of everything. Diversification, I think, is always important no matter what you're dealing in. Pokemon cards or anything else out there, diversify yourself, hedge your bets, and I think that'll be a great long-term strategy. All right, guys, we will go ahead and wrap it up there. I want to thank all of you again for joining in here tonight on this, what was her name? I forget her name. Whatever the young lady said, on this very, very strange, boring thing that we like to call the live Q&A. But so I appreciate y'all sticking with me here tonight and bringing in some fire questions. A lot of really good stuff here tonight. If you haven't done so already, hey, go check out PokéRealm. We got a ton of really cool stuff on there now. If you haven't become a member yet, hey, maybe think about considering it and picking yourself up some cool products now as well as in the future, because we're going to be dropping a ton of new stuff moving on into next year. And like I said, the tides have really changed with supply, and we are really, really excited for things to come in 2022. Other than that, guys, I will see you all next time. My name is PokéNav. I'm here to help you navigate the world of Pokemon one video at a time, and I will see you all in the next video.